Welcome to the podcast, How to Manifest Gigs, Power, and Fame. Today's episode explores what happens when you lose your creative confidence. And as a direct result, you have the feeling of losing control of your career. Stepping into the mic, your host, author, and entertainment coach, Ruth M. James.
Thank you, Andrew, and thank you to my coaching clients and every entertainment professional tuning in today. My name is Ruth M. James, and I am your entertainment goal coach. Several years ago, I decided to share my personal and professional entertainment experiences in my book, How to Manifest Gigs, Power, and Fame. That book became the foundation for this podcast. For more than 20 years, I've worked in film, television, radio, stage, theater, and coaching. I, too, have seen and experienced the emotional highs, the unexpected lows, the breakthroughs, the heartbreaks, and those stellar moments in the entertainment industry that seem to change everything, literally overnight. I hope this podcast becomes that space for you, a place where you can learn, grow, and strengthen your career from the inside out. Let's get into our topic. Today's podcast is How to Build Creative Confidence When You Don't Feel in Control. I would like to talk about the fear everyone has at some point in one's career, the gripping and terrifying fear of being left behind. I am sure you can recall a time when you felt you were losing ground in your hard-fought career. You might have felt behind your peers in successes, behind where you thought you'd be by this moment in your career, maybe your life in general. The feeling of not having control can be heavy, discouraging, and emotionally draining, but it is also completely normal. And more importantly, it is completely solvable. This is about shifting your mindset. Hopefully, by the end of today's podcast, you will have tools to help you feel more in control of your career, present, and future. The entertainment industry moves forward at a lightning pace all around. Aspiring and working professionals post their wins in every venue imaginable. Highlights of their success, our broadcast colleagues celebrate their wondrous breakthroughs. But when your career is moving at a much slower pace, and you are facing a season of few opportunities, if any, and you feel like everyone else is on the freeway to success while your career is standing still, it can be disheartening. You may even be at the point where you feel like you have chosen the wrong career path. You might even begin to believe all the naysayers who said you were in the wrong profession. But here's the truth. Feeling you have been left behind is not a sign that you're failing. This is not a sign that you're out of rhythm with the industry, or worse, that you're unworthy of the goal you are pursuing. Feeling out of control can be a sign that you care and that you're growing. You are evaluating where you are and where you want to be. You think deeply about what lies before you, which often leads you to ask yourself what you can do to get back in the game. The downside is that the feeling behind it can be a sign that you're comparing your journey to someone else's timeline, and that is not a good thing. Today, we're going to explore how to rebuild confidence, reclaim your identity, and move forward with a clear vision of where you want to go in your career, even when your path feels slow. Entertainment professionals, both above and below the line, often feel they're not in control because the industry is unpredictable. Some areas outside your control are timing you cannot control, opportunities, or when your breakthrough will arrive. Creatives can feel out of control due to the constant comparison between you and your peers. You see others' wins, hear announcements of their success, and witness their upward momentum. In your position, you might have to view and acknowledge a peer's amazing highlight reel and wonder why your reel doesn't look as good. This sets you off down the rabbit hole as you wonder why you don't get the opportunities you see offered to them, which, of course, can make you feel worse. I see this often with my clients. They feel behind because they underestimate their progress and overestimate everyone else's. There's a lie that seems to be part of the overall thinking when it comes to growing one's career, that there is some timeline in the universe. There is no correct timeline in entertainment. There is no universal schedule. There is no age requirement. There is no deadline for success. Some people break through early, you know the kind. They are 4 years old and are playing Bach on a grand piano. Some people break through later in life. A wonderful example of this point is Dame Judi Dench. Though she's been acting since the late 50s, Dench first rose to prominence with her role as M in the James Bond series, beginning with GoldenEye in 1995 at age 61. Some people break through suddenly. Some people break through gradually after years of steady progress. They are the ones who seem to burst into the media, are suddenly everywhere doing everything, when in fact they have been working for years before being really noticed. Feeling behind affects your confidence, and that can be reflected unknowingly in the career decisions you make. You begin rushing towards any audition because this could be the one. You find yourself mired in a state of panic 24/7. All you think about is your lackluster career. Because you are out of alignment with yourself, your internal decision mechanism becomes more and more out of sync. The possible result is that you may find yourself saying yes to the wrong opportunities and saying no to the right ones. Feeling behind and with no control can affect your identity. You change who you are to fit the opportunity instead of the other way around. Feeling behind affects your energy. You might feel discouraged, disconnected, or overwhelmed. You might think you have lost your confidence forever, but it is not lost. It may have just become buried under your worry, self-doubt, fear of losing and/or comparing your career to others. Confidence is rebuilt through clarity, a clear vision for yourself, what you want and how you want to get it. Confidence is rebuilt through small wins and aligned actions. Rebuilding your confidence is not just a feeling, it is a practice. It is not a personality trait, it is a skill. Waiting for your confidence to return or be rebuilt is not something you can wait for, it is something you build. You rebuild confidence by reconnecting with who you are, recognizing your successes and how you have had disappointments and setbacks in the past, reverse them, and successfully persevered. Let's take a short commercial break. I will see you on the other side.
The Entertainment Resource Library is a cinematic membership space designed for entertainment professionals who want structure, clarity, and confidence in their careers. Inside the library, you'll find workbooks, worksheets, guided tools, and industry-specific resources that support every stage of your creative journey. Whether you're building your portfolio, preparing for a pitch, strengthening your communication, or reinventing your creative identity, the library gives you the tools to move forward with intention. Explore the full collection and unlock the resources that elevate your craft and your career.
Welcome back. I am Ruth M. James, your host. In today's podcast, we explored how to build creative confidence when you don't feel in control. As mentioned before the break, comparing one's career against another is a major confidence killer, especially in entertainment. Comparison distorts your perception. Comparison minimizes your progress while often exaggerating the other person's success. To stop comparing, you must shift your focus inward, track your own growth, celebrate your own wins, honor your own timeline. Your journey is not supposed to look like anyone else's. One concrete way to move your career forward when you feel behind or lack control is to build momentum. It does not need to be a grand gesture unless that is what you feel is the best course of action. Typically, and for most, momentum begins with one small action, one email sent, an audition you decide to read for instead of staying home watching TV and lamenting. Just one follow-up phone call, taking just one step forward, you can start you back to refreshing your mindset. Momentum is first an emotional mindset before it becomes physical action. By taking small steps, moving forward with small actions, you rebuild trust in yourself. You will find your confidence begin to return. As your confidence returns and you find yourself moving again towards your goal, finally you realize your momentum has returned. Remember, you are never as stuck as you feel. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are learning. You are evolving. You are preparing for the opportunities that are aligned with your identity. Your future is not determined by your pace. It is determined by your persistence. Your future is not determined by comparison. It is determined by clarity. Your future is not determined by fear. It is determined by the choices you make today. You are exactly where you need to be to take your next step. Feeling behind or not in control is a universal creative experience, but it does not define your future. Confidence is something you can rebuild time and again and strengthen no matter where you are in your journey. That is all for today's podcast. Thank you for joining me today.
This has been How to Manifest Gigs, Power, and Fame with entertainment coach and author Ruth M. James. The information in this podcast is for educational and motivational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional advice, and no specific results are promised or guaranteed. Your success depends on your own decisions, actions, and circumstances. By listening to this show, you agree that all choices and outcomes are your responsibility. A Ruth M. James production.